financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by Thav Gross. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is, what do you need to know and do if you're in debt? Good morning, Brian Small.
Good morning, Ken. Pleasure to be here today, and there's a lot to talk about today.
Good to hear. Jeffrey Linden.
Good morning, Ken.
Nice to see you.
Excellent to be here.
Nick Zarelli.
Good morning, Ken. How are you?
Good to see you guys. All right, so let's I want to get into it, but I want to put it in perspective. And the perspective is the 3-point retirement plan. Do you know the 3 points of the 3-point retirement plan, Mr. Small?
I do. Would you like me to share them?
Yes.
Number 1, own your own home free and clear. 2, have no debt. 3, have some money in the bank. It's a simple concept with many facets. It's not your financial advisor's retirement plan, but it's a basic one that makes just good common sense.
I think if people buy into that, this is the 3-point retirement plan for the person that's not already sitting with $1 million in their 401k and $500,000 of equity in their home. This is the 3-point retirement plan for the person that's working hard, trying to make a living, is in the middle class, or even a little bit above the middle class, but has not focused on where are they going to be when they're somewhere between 65 and 75. If you don't focus on it, at least by 50, better to focus on it at 30. If you focus on it at 30, retirement becomes the easiest thing in the world, because you just max out your contributions to your 401k, you don't pay interest, you follow Brian's rules when it comes to credit cards. If you put away 10% of your savings every year and you have no debt, you're going to make the 3-point retirement plan easy and you're going to be fine. But if you're 50 and you haven't done anything about it and you've refinanced your house a couple times, so maybe you got 20-30% equity, but you've got a $3,000-$4,000 mortgage payment, you've got 2 car payments.
Well, don't forget, you refinanced and you're 50 and your mortgage is now going until you're 78.
And exactly, and you've got $30,000 of credit card debt, which is costing you like $1,000 a month in your minimum payments, and it's just at 20% interest. If that's where you are, which I would have to say that's very common in the United States. The difference might be you might not have a $4,000 mortgage payment, you got a $2,500 mortgage payment. But you have the same debt load, and you don't have the sight on the retirement. You need to wake up.
Well, you know what currently
and if you do wake up, this is the plan to get you there.
I'll tell you what's currently really worrying me when I look at society right now. So 3-point retirement plan. First one is own your own home free and clear. Well, today's young people, they're buying homes, are buying
like
homes.
Nick? No, he's a young person.
Yeah, that are buying
Jeff.
homes
Jeff's
are
not young.
spending 2 to 3 times what our generation spent on a house, and they're paying it 6.5% interest, and they don't make that much more money per se than we did when we bought our houses 15, 20 years ago. The cost of housing is so astronomical right now that the concept of owning your home free and clear, it has to start early, and those good habits of spending need to start really early, not at 50. They need to start at 30. They need to start at 25. They need to start when you get out of high school.
Absolutely. If you get that message, it is great. But you also need to message the person. If you're watching the show, I don't want you to think, well, I missed the boat because I'm 50 or I'm 52 and I didn't do those things the last 20 years that I should have. So now I'm messed up, to use a permissible word. And there's no hope. That's not the case.
It's never too late to pay more than the minimum.
Yeah. You can accelerate your payments on the mortgage, get it paid off. You can get rid of the debt using various different methods that this guy will illuminate, and we have over time. But the key is, and we'll get to the point of the show, is the key is you have to buy in to doing it. If you don't buy in, it can't happen.
Embrace the 3-point retirement plan.
Well, buy in.
Accept it.
Embrace is better than buy in. Embrace is kind of like pulpit.
And
you need to embrace this plan as part of your life going forward forever.
Sounds good to me. I'm in.
Do I get an amen?
Amen.
Okay, all right. So, things that you need to know. I'm throwing out the first one and then you go. Debt does not disappear unless you make it go away. What do I mean by that?
Okay, so most people, when they start to accrue debt, when you start getting credit card debt, the first thing you do is well, I'll just pay it off each month. That happens. And then
I'll pay extra, you mean?
Or pay extra, charge something up, pay it off, pay extra, not just the minimum monthly payment. Then life happens. The kid's born. You need to get the car fixed. You need to buy a crib.
Worse than that. Worse than that. I mean, I fell into that trap.
Dance classes need to be paid for.
Yeah, it's like every time I would pay my bills once a month, and I'd go through them all, and I'd pay more on the minimum payments on every one of them, making myself feel good. And I'd send out all the payments. Back in those days, you'd actually mail them.
Write a check and mail it, yeah.
And then there would only be a balance left in the checking account of about $900, so which would only cover basically your cash outlays at the time. When we get back from the break, I'll tell you what happened.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
Thav Gross specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're Thav Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
You know, Dad always asked that we look after Mom when he passed away.
I know, but she insisted on moving down to the Villages, and now she has that new boyfriend, and I am worried.
Maybe it's time to just call Samasco Law.
Take the stress out of your family's future. Reach out to Samasco Law and set a course through life's difficult times. Samasco Law, protecting what means most because that's what we do.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're Thav Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call Thav Gross.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call Thav Gross today, 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call Thav Gross.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call Thav Gross. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled.
Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
Worth Ave Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so I know that all of you are like sitting on the edge of your seats anticipating what happened. So I will tell you.
Thank you.
So there's $700-800 left in the checking account. That just covered your cash outlay from one check to the next. So anytime you needed to buy something, what did I do?
You used your credit card.
It. And even then, and it wasn't even, that's not even a true statement. It wasn't that because I ran out of money, I needed to charge it. My mentality at that point was, well, I'm going to charge it. That's what the credit card is for. The cash left in the account was just to, in those days, was to cover groceries and, cash out of pocket. So what would happen? The credit card, whatever the minimum extra payment on the minimum cards that went down, which was nominal,
it went
that
back
was
up.
used up, wouldn't go right back up. So the credit cards didn't go down, they went up over time.
And that's what we call the credit card trap. When you start to get to the point where you are paying less than what is completely owed on the credit card each month, you're accruing debt. When you accrue debt, you now are paying interest. When you're paying interest, it just spirals and it spirals. And then a life event occurs, as I said, and now you got to hit the credit card for $5,000 because you need a new engine in the car, and suddenly you can't. You're maxed out. And then you get another credit card because you have to continue to be able to pay, and all now you're paying is the minimum monthly payments.
You don't really know how it works. You don't wait to get maxed out to get another credit card. You have to be much more proactive. You get the other credit card and 2 more backups before you max out, because you're smart enough to know if I max out, maybe they won't give me the new credit card. So don't think that people that don't rack up all this massive amount of credit card, which you never did, so you don't understand it. But I did, so I do understand it. I made sure I had backup plans.
I've only been doing bankruptcy work for people for 33 years. I guarantee I understand it.
You understand it from the proper perspective. You don't understand it from the manipulative.
I did not live through it. You are correct.
He understands it from the top-down judgmental point
Yes.
of view.
No. I never make judgments about people that get into debt. My job is to give them a fresh book to write in.
I'm trying to see how that plays into the Muffin Man, but I can't quite figure it out.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Okay.
But staying with that, going back to the interest point. Just let's make simple numbers. If you've got $50,000 of credit card debt,
which is not unusual today,
and
more people walk in with that type of money
at 20% interest, which is probably low.
It is low.
It is low.
That's $10,000 a year in interest. If you're in a 20+% bracket on taxes, you've got to make about $12,500 just to pay the interest. Now, if you're only making $100,000 a year, that's 12.5% of your income, not paying down a penny on the credit cards.
Right,
that's paying the juice. Think about that $12,500 going into your 401k every year for 30 years.
But you missed something there. It's 12.5%. But you have to pay tax on that money before you pay it down.
Well, that's what I did. I had $12,500 netting to 10.
Okay, but regardless, if you said, I want to pay it off, and you're making $100,000 a year, and now you've got to come up with $60,000 in 1 year to pay off your $50,000, how are you going to do it? You can't do it, which is why people...
Well, in a way, I can do it. Johnny told me just to refinance the house.
That's where people go.
Johnny
and
says
they steal from their retirement by
I can
refinancing their house.
refinance the house. I can get it. I can on the refi. I can be paying 8% interest, whereas right now I'm paying 20% interest on the credit cards. Is that what I should do?
Well, so here's what happens. You take that $50,000. You pay it off by refinancing your house. Now you've stolen your equity, which is part of your 3-point retirement plan.
Correct.
And now you've just spread that $50,000 out over 30 years, which will turn into $180,000 paid back.
Plus, given where we are right now, most people have done refinances taking advantage of the post-COVID lower rates. So if you're going to refinance your house today to take care of your $50,000 debt, you're probably going from somewhere between 2.75 and 4% up to 6 or 7%. So your base payment on your mortgage debt is going to be that much higher.
And 100% right. And if you start and buy into the theory of refinancing your house in equity to pay off your credit card debt, you're not going to just do it once. You're going to do it 2-3 times down the road because that becomes your pattern. Because I know a person who did that in his 40s. I would just call and say, I need to refinance my house. This is the amount of the mortgage I need. If you can do it, call me back. If not, I'll call the next guy. Because in those days, you could refinance your house for whatever you wanted for it because nobody cared about what the appraised values were.
There are
It's a little bit more difficult now.
Much more effective solutions.
All right, so before we get to the solutions, the other thing you need to know, your credit score is not the most important financial aspect of your life.
No, it's not.
Your
credit scores heal.
Most people think if I file bankruptcy, if I do debt resolution, if I do some of the things that Brian's going to talk about probably in the next segment, if I do these things, they're so worried. The first question that we always hear, well, what impact is that going to have on my credit score?
I'm going to give you a story real quick. I did a bankruptcy for someone who had way too much debt, was trying to keep up with the debt, but because of his debt burden, his credit score had fallen below 500. So he wasn't getting credit again ever until he solved the problem. We filed a bankruptcy for him. 18 months later.
800?
No, it was back in the high 690s. Okay? 690 is enough to get you a mortgage, a car loan, or a credit card at decent regular people rates, not your high interest overwhelming rates.
So that's credit card, not credit card. FICO scores, credit scores heal. But if you don't do something about it, they don't get better. We'll take a break.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call Thav Gross.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call Thav Gross. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're Thav Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Time for announcements. I want to announce Thav Gross has opened a new office downriver in the Horizon building on Eureka Road. So now we're in Flint, downriver, and also our home office in Bingham Farms. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. You can do it by Zoom conference, in the office, any way that works best for you. Just call 888-235-HELP or go to the website, thavgross.com, to sign up. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business law issues, elder law issues with Pat or Kelsey, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner. Again, sign up at lawandreality.com or thavgross.com or just call 888-235-HELP. Also, if you go to the website, you'll see there's free reports. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by Jeff Linden and myself. Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian Small. How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure. Business Formations, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan. And The Retiree's Guide to Social Security by Pat Samasco. I want to thank our sponsors, Thav Gross, Samasco Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
Thav Gross specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're Thav Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
For almost 60 years, Samasco Law has been the trusted source for helping families navigate the uncertain world of estate planning and elder law. And now, our firm is growing even stronger with the addition of attorneys Joe Frazard and Kelsey Samasco. 2 more lawyers to make sure your family is protected now and into the future. Call Samasco Law today for a free consultation. Our hardworking team is standing by to provide you peace of mind. Samasco Law. Protect what matters.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're Thav Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call Thav Gross.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call Thav Gross today, 888-235-HELP.
All right, so things you don't know. Here's my point. Are you going to pay interest all your life and run the risk of having no retirement to live off of? That's what's happening all over this country.
Because Social Security isn't going to be enough. It's not.
It has no chance of being enough if you've got a mortgage payment, 2 car payments, and you're still paying off credit card debt. If you have no debt, no mortgage payment, and just some cash in the bank, you then can make it. The more of the 3-point retirement plan, the most 2 critical ones are pay off the house and have no debt. The amount of cash in the bank, that's the 3rd prong. It comes, once you have no mortgage and you have no debt, it becomes easy to save money. Whereas when you have car payments, credit card payments, mortgage payment, it's a challenge to save money. So how do we get rid of the debt?
Well, we have different legal opportunities. Start with the least costly, most effective method to get out of debt is Chapter 7 bankruptcy. If you qualify for that, it's one and done. You file a bankruptcy, you get rid of the debt, and you move on with your life. Period. Your credit score starts to rehabilitate itself and heal. You look back and go, God, I should have done that so much sooner. And the debt's gone, and now you can focus your energies on putting money away for retirement.
Next,
Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Sometimes people make too much money to qualify to file a Chapter 7 debt elimination bankruptcy, but they don't make enough money to pay off all their credit card debt. So Chapter 13 is structured reorganization over time, where you repay some or all of the debt, but mostly as little as possible over a period of 3 to 5 years. Reorganizing the debt.
Plus, if you're in foreclosure, you can save your home from
foreclosure. It can stop the house from being foreclosed. It lets you catch up over 5 years on the arrears that you have on the mortgage. Gives you 5 years to catch up on the property taxes that you're behind on, and can pay the credit card debt as little as 0 cents on the dollar, while letting you utilize the money that you do have coming in for the purpose of saving the home.
And covering tax problems.
And covering tax problems, too. It does pay the IRS. It takes care of them. Third, debt resolution, which is settling your debts for, quote-unquote, pennies on the dollar. The concept is really simple. We negotiate a settlement based on your ability to pay. We call it usually the power of the minimum monthly payment. Most people that come in to see us that are doing debt resolution are still trying to make their minimum monthly payments on their debts. We capture that minimum monthly payment, we save it, and usually between 18 and 30 months, we get your debt settled for the minimum monthly payment. Now, if you look at your credit card statement and you see the minimum monthly payment, if you continue to pay the minimum monthly payment, it will take you 29.9 years to pay off your debt.
That's if you don't charge anything more on the card.
We're looking at a program that's going to get you out of debt between 18 and 30 months. Much more effective use of your money.
So let me ask you a question. Typical person that is listening, watching this show and saying, okay, I don't really think I need bankruptcy. I haven't really thought about it because I'm making those minimum monthly payments. But I've got $100,000 of credit card debt. I have very little equity in my house. And I qualify, and I would meet the requirements after meeting with you to file a Chapter 7 and get rid of the debt in basically a 4-month period. Or I could opt to do debt resolution and pay off that debt over 18 to 30 months, effectively paying about half the debt but paying no interest. Which is right for that person?
Wait for it. The problem is individual to the individual, and the solution is individual to the individual.
So
what I think, if you can qualify for a Chapter 7, it's, again, the most effective, least costly method to get out of debt. However, not everyone sitting across the desk agrees, and that's why you give clients options. You have opportunities, no matter what position you're in. Even if you say, I'm not going to settle the debts, I'm not going to file bankruptcy, how can I get out of debt in a quick period of time? We have programs through budget management that are going to allow you to find that solution. So we look at the whole big picture.
So the key point is this, and I agree with you. It's that if you said to me, what's the quickest way to get out of the debt? File the Chapter 7, and then you immediately start saving that money immediately rather than waiting 30 months where you're funding the amount to pay off the credit card debt and then saving it. But what's the most important thing when it comes to the 3-point retirement plan is doing something. If you're 40 or 50 and you end up getting rid of all that debt in a 30-month period, and then from that day forward you implement the 3-point retirement plan and you make it work, you're fine. If you want to do it more effectively, faster, and you can qualify for a Chapter 7, do it now. You'll just have more money at the end game because that 30 months you spent giving it to the credit card companies to settle, you instead started putting it in the bank for savings. But the key point is do something to get rid of the debt. You don't have to do something that you don't want to do. You have to do something that you're comfortable with. And this is the guy that can figure out those options. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.